the Macho Gaucho.
Hey all you swingers of the male persuasion, today we're going to demonstrate the notorious Bolo Rounds. These requests poured in after we demonstrated Tim Hamilton's dumbbell and barbell slugs.
Center of the triangle. Wow, that did have a lot of thump.
In my opinion, these two rounds rated very high on the badass scale. This one passed sideways through Kevlar body armor. Also made out of machine steel, the dumbbell round had very impressive results. Rather than tumbling through the air, these maintain an efficient aerodynamic profile until it strikes flesh, then it begins tumbling, causing maximum damage. Now let's take a look at the Bolo Rounds, or Macho Gaucho. These exotic rounds, complete with their exotic price, are restricted in some parts of the country, oddly not in California. Costing around 4 times the cost of a traditional Foster slug, let's see what makes these so special. Now these use a clear Cheddite hole with a clear overshot card on top to keep everything held inside. Inside we have the projectile itself, riding in the shot cup of an MG42 style wadding, normally used for steel shot. The projectile consists of 2 lead balls connected with a metallic cabling that's easy to pull apart. The lead balls measure roughly ½ inch in diameter, or about 13 millimeters, and when spread apart, the span is about 5 inches, or about 125 millimeters. And there you go, Europe. Now stop blaming me that you were not taught the imperial system. While the weight of the projectile is a hefty 36 grams, the weight of the powder load is rather light, weighing in at only 17 grains. Don't you love all these crazy measurements?
Welcome back, Tauflader Mousers. Hey, today we're out here to try the Macho Gaucho. This is a round from FireQuest that is supposed to be 2 heavy lead balls connected by a piece of cable. So we cut one of them apart to take a look at what's inside before we shoot them. This idea came to us from you guys after we shot Tim's ballistic machinist. We shot his dumbbell rounds, and we had a lot of suggestions about shooting a round. It was 2 balls connected by a chain. Well, the chain doesn't exist, but 2 balls connected by a little piece of steel cable. We're going to give them a try and see how they work. Our theory is that 2 balls crammed together with a cable are not going to separate out like they should and go flying down range with a nice stretched out cable in between them, as is shown on the picture. But I think the 2 balls are going to probably stick together and just kind of keep that cable crunched up in there. Well, let's give it a try and see what we can find.
How will they fare on the lead plate? Hit it!
So those things buried themselves into this lead plate, not very deep, but still impacted. And I don't know if you can see on camera there, little tiny steel cable fibers, where one ball is stacked on top of the other ball with the cable smashed in between the 2 of them.
Wow, and that's accurate too, you know? That was 20 yards maybe?
20 yards, and aiming for that little button.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I thought they would have fused. It's a little piece of sticker.
Made a nice little deep hole there. Look at that. And there's the cable all mashed up inside.
Okay, we have a low resolution but very high frame rate of 38,000 frames a second. But we can clearly see that there's absolutely no separation of the 2 balls. They're actually touching when they impact.
What's up, doughboy? Okay, 22 yards.
22 yards, Southside Doughboys.
Hit it!
In the Doughboy's face. Ready?
Yep.
Oh, you can hear that smack.
Yeah.
Here is the projectile as we found it in the Kevlar. Now it's important to note that we were able to just pull these balls apart, so there was no fouling or knotting of the cabling to prevent them from spreading on their own. Now looking at the high-speed footage of this shot, we can see that the balls have spread maybe the thickness of your thumb in this shot. There doesn't seem to be any external force that would actually cause the balls to spread apart. So let's try to influence that a little bit. The way we'll do that is install what's called a rifled choke on the end of the shotgun. This should provide a little bit of spin and centrifugal force.
A rifle choke in there now. We'll see if that has any effect on it. Okay, we're gonna find out if these are effective against drone attacks. Oh my.
Here we go.
Oh, big splash out there.
Splash out there. Here we go.
Is that the DJI Maverick?
The Maverick Phantom 1.
It would have severed the wires.
Severed the wires just so we could shut it down. We were just trying to shut it down, not destroy it. Now, one of the balls you can see hit right there, and these are pretty big, big balls. They're bigger than the double
The average bears.
So you can see that one hit right there and tore the body out of it, and the other barely skimmed that arm right there, and ended up tearing the wires out from underneath.
Wow.
So I'd say we effectively brought down this drone.
At 25 yards.
Yeah.
Okay, Doogie Top, here is your review of your drone that you sent me that I couldn't even charge up because you sent a European plug. Thank you. Using the rifle choke had no added effect to this. The balls again had very minimal spread.
Okay, well, decapitate a ballistic gel gummy bear. Hit it.
Something hit him.
Wow. See those splashes out there?
Again, the balls are touching, and you have to ask, is that so bad? Well, yeah, because we were promised cheese cutter-like performance, and we expected to slice this gummy bear made out of ballistic gel completely in half, and this thing just behaved like a low-power slug.
20 yards, 18 yards, who knows?
Trisha Takanawa, the vaguely Asian reporter. When you are ready.
I'm ready.
Wow,
Solid.
that was. That must have been both balls.
To the face, I think.
Woo!
That thing was probably worth at least $19.95.
Somebody online will tell us that it was worth $1,000.
Yeah. It was worth
Now,
it, though.
She evidently took one to the forehead. One of the balls,
I don't know.
you think? Or did she just shatter?
Every time we predict what happens, we're completely wrong when we show the high-speed footage.
I say, I'm ready for chips. I'm gonna see what the...
End of the road, hotshot.
Now, as I often say, slow motion does not lie. Again, the balls had almost no separation, and instead of slicing the doll in half, we just got kind of a mediocre impact with it. Wasn't even that impressive. Now, you gotta look at the bright side. At least these rounds are accurate. It would have really sucked if we missed every shot.
Firearms in their aircraft.
Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go. The Macho Gaucho. I don't know. I see one good hole on there. I was aiming at the center of the blue. They obviously tore apart because we've got a blue impact hole here and the yellow one out here. This one kept the cable with it. You can see it did a little whiplash thing in there. So
It cut all the way through it.
cut all the way through. If you come around the backside, get a nice little slash.
Okay.
Now you could also hear, I don't know if you can hear it on camera, but this one hit later than this one too. There was a little bit of a zip sound to it. So the cable slowed it down, I think, a little bit.
Now, this was shot at about 35 yards, and I want to be the first one to say that Greg was wrong. The one with the cable attached actually hit first. And out of the 6 rounds that we fired, this was the only one that had a catastrophic failure. The Bolo Round definitely has a nasty reputation, but it's got a reputation that it really doesn't deserve. It's a pretty low power round, and it definitely doesn't function like we would expect it to with the cables spreading out. Now, just adding more powder to it to make it more powerful probably would have worked against the design. We saw that one round actually ripped the cable out of one of the balls, so we probably would have seen more of that occurring just from the stress of trying to propel it much faster. Now, ballistic machinists, CNC machined steel slugs are the real deal, and he's actually going to begin selling these pretty soon. And I say that because a lot of people have asked us if Tim sells the rounds that we've tested in some of our videos, and it's kind of gone from a hobby into a potential business for Tim, so that's really good news for him. Now, of course, machining a slug out of steel is a lot more expensive and time consuming than just casting something out of lead. So I'm kind of surprised he's able to price those slugs at such a competitive price. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. We had a lot of fun doing it. Thank you and bye-bye. Be sure to subscribe so you'll be able to check out the next creative and fun video that we produce. And check out some of our old videos such as the bulletproof Stretch Armstrong and shooting Lego man heads out of a Glock. Lots of fun stuff and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Thanks.